So to pivot to give or get specifically, as I said, I've heard the arguments in favor. From my understanding, it comes down to a couple things. First of all, some people might say with give or get, really the important thing is that you want the money to come in. So whether that comes directly from a board member paying out of their pocket or they get somebody to make a contribution, does it really matter to the organization? That's one argument I've heard. Another kind of related argument is that, well, some board members may struggle with the gift requirement, but they may be really great at fundraising. They may have a lot of great connections. So for them, it's easier to bring the money in through people that they know. So those arguments, they have some appeal, but what is it that is missing there? And why is it that you take a bit of a different view?
Well, let's step back 1 minute. Let's talk about when you only have the give and it's a cash give. Mm-hmm. Ben, you're a board member. The minimum board gift is $2,000. All I have to do to check on that is to see if we got your check or transfer of funds sometime during the year for $2,000, and I'm done. Takes about 30 seconds. If you haven't, we send you out a reminder and we're done. Give or get sounds in theory like a very inclusive and an element of good culture for organizations, and I understand that. The problem becomes in being able to, one, monitor, two, enforce it, and two, define, and number three is define it. What's the get? On a cash give only, it's the cash. And we know the time period. Everything else changes when it gets give or get, and that's where it gets out of control. And the problem is with it, Ben, is that it sounds so wonderful that there's many different ways for someone to fulfill. But we start to get into quick sideways. And I always think that the bad behavior accelerates. Okay. And so could we go through like one or two quick examples? I think is the best way to look at that. The example I talk about is we want board members to talk with other donors. A new board member is talking to a donor about doubling the size of their gift. Okay, they're going to help encourage that person. Great, causing for dramatic effect there. What's been going on? That older donor has been giving small gifts annually every year. Has already got a relationship with the organization. The development department has been talking to them on an ongoing basis. Did it help that board member picked up a couple, phone, talked to them, twisted the arm a little bit? But who should benefit?
Right. And then you inevitably, I'm sure it would come up where the board member makes that initial contact, that initial nudge, but maybe you've got staff members who have to follow up. They providing a lot of further information, and who at the end of the day really did that work to bring the money in. And let's hope we didn't have multiple board members talking to that person.
Yeah.
So I can see where it gets complicated.
Yeah. And let's take it out. Let's say, hey, they're having a great conversation with that board member. They're actually going to do more than double the size of the gift. They're going to make a significant gift or an estate gift. The timing of something like that could take years to pull off, and the funds could be way off in the future. And we don't know. There could be highly restricted. Remember, board giving is unrestricted. So now we have a board member saying, well, I'm not making my $2,000 gift this year because I got someone who is working on putting the organization in their will for $100,000. We go, 100, 2,000, this is great. But who knows if it'll ever happen.